ready to rumble!
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
Listen, I'm doing pretty good tonight. How are you doing?
I am excellent. I'm preparing to go freeze myself off this Sunday. The one and only time it's going to snow, and that's going to be right in the middle of the show. This is
Well,
going to be excellent.
as you mentioned it earlier, that you said it was on Sunday. Let me just warm you up with this. Our high temperature here in Sioux Falls on Sunday is going to be 11 below zero.
Yeah, I'm not coming up there.
Yeah,
Can't
myself,
do
and
it.
let's see, not necessarily my guys in the chat already, but Chris and Jamie down there in the Omaha area, they're going to be about the same temperature. So even south of me, it's still going to be cold.
Mr. Thomas Lingard's in here. He had an
Yeah, John,
excellent old school run this weekend.
I saw that 143, 144, something like that.
No, his old school.
Oh, the old school. I'm sorry. I was thinking the crowd loud that Richard did out there. I
No,
did see that
Thomas
one
is
as
our
well.
old school guy. That that car is amazing in that class.
Yeah,
158.4.
I was going to say the high 58 something. Yeah, that
Amazing.
especially with non-rebased music. I mean, we all like to use our
Non-rebate
rebase stuff.
music, windows up. How are you not breaking stuff, man? That is amazing.
Well, I could get all technical about the old school music and say there isn't any bass in it that normally qualifies for us at
Oh,
53 and under, but there really isn't that much in it. But
look at
that's
this.
for another
A
discussion sometime.
160 and death match.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, no kidding. There is no other way to say that. Good evening, Mr. Shane. And
160.
before we get started, I need to say happy birthday to two of my lane runners.
Oh,
Mr. Shane Winchester had a birthday last weekend, and Carlos had a birthday on Tuesday. So happy
very
birthday
cool.
to both of y'all. See y'all both this weekend. Both of them have new builds coming out this weekend for their birthdays. Should be an excellent weekend.
Excellent.
All right. Well, why don't we bring in our special guest for tonight? And
Definitely.
then we'll pull up some shows and let everybody know where we're going to be this weekend.
Certainly. Let's bring Kenneth on in here tonight.
Hi, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. Now, you know how come I brought you on tonight, right? I want to hear about this magic box that you got for like $55.
Oh yeah. So I had a buddy that was over at Pick Apart on West 16th Street here in Indianapolis, and he seen this nasty sixth order that was in the back of this Escalade. Sent me a message, told me to get over and get it, and I couldn't get it. So I talked to a couple of my teammates. They went over and picked it up for me, and I ended up spending $53.66 on it. It's a slide-in wall for an Escalade.
Nice.
And when we're talking about a slide-in wall, we are talking a full epoxy type build.
Full epoxy, full. It's been
Beautiful.
completely stained. It's marine blue stain, epoxy resin, the entire box, and I mean just a gorgeous box. I couldn't believe that somebody left that in a car or in an Escalade and just junked it. But hey, I was thrilled to get that one.
Some people will leave all kinds of things in them. I've got friends at salvage yards within, pretty much every yard that I can think of within about 60, 70 miles. And if there's something in there that they don't know about, they give me a call and I tell them if I've seen it or know anything about it. And rarely do I actually get to keep it, but every once in a while, they'll throw me a bone and say, "Hey, you've helped me out the last couple months with this stuff."
Yep, I seen Michael just mention it. It's aquamarine blue to be exact. The
Hmm.
stain of it.
Nice.
It is such a beautiful box. So just so everybody knows, go to your local junkyards and start looking around. Because honestly, when they get wrecked, y'all can find some good door speakers up in there.
Yep.
Because that's what everybody forgets to take out.
Yeah, and apparently walls too.
I've never
Right.
seen a wall in one, or else I'd be taking it out too.
The pictures I seen of the Escalade, it didn't look like it was even wrecked. Accordingly, the motor just blew up in it.
Mr.
Nice.
Daryl Nova in the house. I hope he gets his car fixed. He's had some gremlins chasing that car for a little while now. But we
Don't
need
work
him
on it
back out
after
here on
midnight.
these roads.
Don't work on it after midnight. Don't get the car wet. That takes care of two issues. I can't remember what the other one is.
Right?
Don't feed them after midnight, or don't work on it after midnight. No water and something else. Actually, speaking of that movie, I saw a preview, and I'm going way off topic really quick. Saw a preview for an ET sequel. I never saw that, and I never watched Gremlins the entire way through. I've never seen any part of ET other than what people show on little videos online, and I've never watched Gremlins for more than about 10 minutes. Anyways, back to the base.
Right. Mr. Daryl Nova says he's got 395,000 miles on that car. Ooh. No
God,
wonder the whole world knows that car. He's
yeah,
been around the
thing,
world 2 or 3 times in it.
right? He's always traveling. I follow him nonstop. When I ain't seeing him at shows or talking to him, I follow his videos.
Exactly. If he gets quiet, we're all messaging him. Hey, ma'am, you okay?
Yeah,
Well, and every once
Garrett?
in a while, when you get a car that you've got that many miles on as well, you've put a lot of time and money and effort into it. You got to keep them running, and whether it needs an engine or a transmission or a differential or suspension work, you got to put in the time and the effort to do that stuff as well.
Mr. Garrett Hudson has a beautiful new box headed his way. He's had JR Tent and Audio building him a box for the Praisinator. Turned out amazing. John Ray did a great job on that box. Good evening, sir.
There's
Hope
Shane.
to see you this weekend at the show. If not, I'll see you next weekend.
Seeing who else we all got in here tonight.
We got a lot of
There's
great
that
people
Michael
in
Moore up
here.
there before because he was talking. Yeah, baby boom back. We need some more of that stuff happening. Been seeing a lot more of that in the results lately, which is kind of nice. We've been talking about it for about. I really haven't done much talking about it since after Christmas, but before Christmas we were talking about the baby boomer classes, seeing those come up,
Oh,
and
oh, they're taking
yeah,
applications for second place, y'all.
uh,
You know
I
what? I
wouldn't.
would say something, but he's too loud for me to even say anything about it.
I wouldn't know what second place is. My car's 12-0 in events, people.
oh God, I wish I could say that. I've got first, second, third, fifth places. I've been all over the board last year.
Excellent.
Oof. Scotty, if you're planning on setting the death match score, it's big. That's all I'm going to say is it's big at this point. With what happened last weekend at Richard's show out there, 158.4. And right now, Jamie, he was in the comments, currently has it right now at a 160.3.
Who has it?
Jamie Bodrowski. He runs the
Oh,
Hulk. He is one of Jimmy's guys out of the Omaha area. And the Hulk has it right now at 160.3. That's a
good
long,
evening,
loud
Carl.
time.
Good to see you in here.
There you go, guy. 140 trophies between yourself and your wife. David coming up in here with the Godfather trunk class.
We got all our winners up in here tonight.
Hey, there's my guy,
How's
Ted.
Monster looking? Honestly, terrifying. That's my class, and man, it's done got out of hand, and it ain't even the first month of the year.
Monster right now, the bottom of the top 10 scores is a 155.5.
Mm.
Ooh,
I'm just going to start reading the bottom score on the list because if I say a top score on the list, chances are, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 classes that I have looked at a little more frequently, the top person isn't changing all that much. But second, third, fourth, those kind of seem to rotate a little bit more, and new people will move up and into those locations. And I'm just going to be reading the 9 or 10 score from now on most of those because it's too hard to keep track of everybody else.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us from work. We appreciate that.
Stealth and Godfather are always tough classes there, RJ.
Oh, there's Shannon Boom.
Yep. Goals, monster class. See you in monster too, sir. Oh, last year monster wasn't terrible. We had maybe a handful that were, you knew they were coming to compete.
Mm-hmm.
This year, man, there's more than 10 of them out there that will compete and can do it well.
Yep. Well, as I'm looking through a couple of the scores here, RJ, you mentioned Godfather, and I will point out that right now Godfather has a couple of duplicates because people can't get their names right, their own names. If you go in as Joe Blow and you spell it one way and I spell it another way, and then the next week you go and Melissa puts it in with yet another spelling, you're going to be on there twice. So please, please, please make sure that you are spelling it the way that it is on your membership ID. Because otherwise you're going to get 2 scores on there and you're going to, unfortunately, take up a spot that should be rightly someone else's.
And another thing, we need each of y'all to go and look at your classes. Make sure you're in the correct class this year.
Yes, that too.
No.
Because if you show up and you got 3 shows at something and you're in the wrong class and I put you in the one that you should be in, do not piss and moan or scream at me because I will kick you out of my show and I won't turn in your score.
I'm not quite that mean, but it'll be all right.
I have to be.
I'll figure something out for them.
I have to be. I've had too many people do it in the past where I've just looked at something and said, that's not the class you're supposed to be in. You got way more than this and that. And
okay. Mr. Joshua Fox, sir, your truck needs 0 upgrades. That thing was amazing. He gave me an 18 hertz demo with a blow through first thing in the morning. Excellent demo. Like scrambled brains for breakfast. That was awesome.
Well, I'm looking at one on here right now that looks like his. Yeah, there it is. A red Chevy.
It's a red truck. I know that much.
Looks like a red Chevy. Or at least it's got a bow tie on the front, so.
Okay.
I don't want a demo of that. That just looks painful. No.
It was not painful at all. It was the perfect demo.
I'm seeing a couple of videos of a girl who's got a Metallica shirt on getting a very nice windy hair trick out of it. It almost looks painful.
Yeah, he'll rip it from the scalp. That's for sure.
Nice. David, that's not expensive. Expensive is when you blow through the subs at every show.
Yeah, the resilient sound probably went like 16 hertz.
Not many subs like 16 hertz. Heck, not many amplifiers like 16 hertz either, but.
That's right. Windy demos are my favorite, but man, it's hard to make something that's windy demo, meter really well. So I'm on both sides of that fence. I like those really good demos, but I like it when they meter good.
Well, Daryl's gonna have to be meeting up with me soon. I have my wall finished off tomorrow, and he said as soon as it's done, he's ready to hear it and get videos of it. I'm gonna try to scramble him for a minute.
There you go.
Now that's what I like to hear. He's had the same subs for a year now.
Whew, I wish I could say the same. My gold's let go pretty quick, but I was giving them 12K and I only had 4 of them.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't like being choked out.
You'd hate my car then. Unfortunately, I gotta play the higher frequencies. My cabin is so small it doesn't get down low enough.
I think that's kind of what I got going on. My peak frequency has changed bad. So it's time to start ripping some stuff out.
You have to play it at 53 hertz exactly, and hopefully it doesn't go up from there.
Oh, we've got a whole comment list like in these resilient sound subs tonight.
Oh, I love them.
They make good stuff.
I
I've
got
seen a lot of them in
platinum
the
on
lanes.
them.
Well, we've got some resilient sound dealers up in here if anybody needs some. There you go. Thank you, sir. Do we have anybody in here that didn't run a resilient sounds tonight?
William Barnhart is actually running scars, and he put up some nasty numbers in 2 of them in a blow through in his little S10 that he had done. He actually did like a 53 off 15-inch scars on a single 8K.
Nice.
Nice. Liking seeing people in here running scars.
Oh, yep. I forgot RJ's got scar EVLs in his car.
EVL is some nice built sub. I don't care what anybody else says about Scar.
I like
ran
the
EVLs in the past on a 1500 from Scar. Never had an issue.
I never could blow mine up. All right, we got one running DC up in here tonight.
There you go. DC's decent.
Got DCs in my truck, but only for another minute because they're heavy and I don't want to pull them.
That's when you call up all your teammates and you say, hey, I'm providing a 6-pack of beer, and you come on over, you pull subs and you put new ones in.
No. They already know I've got level 618s. They're not going to show up.
Oh.
Not a one of them. And you know what? I'm not even mad at them about that. I don't want to show up for that job.
Nope, I don't like pulling the subs out of my wife's car.
Hello, 60 way more than you do, Melissa. I was going to say, get a floor jack and make a...
that is the best way to do that. A nice scissor jack and a block of wood. They'll come right on up, but somebody's got to be up there who's man enough to catch them because it ain't me. I can carry them across the room, but man, I cannot pull them dead up out of the hole. It's just too much. Now, of course, Carl's running some scars. He's been running scars for a couple years now and always had really, really good numbers. He has been consistent with his numbers for the last 2 years. Great teammate to have.
Mine are pretty much the same sub that I've had for about the last 4.5 years, which is a DTX build on a Sundown. And my numbers have gone up a little bit, and I really haven't done anything different to the system other than tweak the gain a little bit and rise in frequency.
All right. On this, Scar gets so
Well,
much hate from
they
Sundown.
do.
Um, every brand gets hate from everybody all the way around, and it's just because, in all honesty, you don't want to admit that you didn't buy the best product out there. You're never gonna, say, "Oh, that sub's better than one I bought." Just gotta let that hate go because honestly, we all have different budgets for this.
Hmm.
And exactly, they make great products.
If it's what you can afford and it's what you bring to the lanes and you win,
And
great.
it's not what you can afford today. It's what can you afford to bring and blow up?
Yep.
Because if you can't make it all the way through the season, then you couldn't afford it. So it might not be, you know, today's budget. You got to think about your whole season's budget.
And what Greg just kind of said there too is if it makes you happy and you're
Exactly.
doing well, that's key as well. Because if you're not happy
Who
with it,
cares?
I
And
agree 100.
I dare somebody to throw hate in my face about what I run. Oh, it just wouldn't go over well.
you bite them in the kneecaps.
Exactly. I might not be able to reach that high. I might have to bite your ankles. But there's no reason for all the hate. None at all.
No. And every brand has it. If you want to talk radios for a long time, Kenwood JVC, they were at each other's necks for the longest time. And now they're the same damn company, folks.
Run what you want.
You know, Sony, Alpine, Kenwood, JVC, Pioneer, those are still the top five radios that are out there, and they're in the top five that they were 30 years ago as well. A couple others mixed in with like Denon and Eclipse, but where are
Good
those guys now?
evening, sir. Good to see you. Hadn't seen much from you lately.
Uh, More
Yeah,
often than not, William, that is correct. Recones are cheaper and generally a little bit more readily available as well because you can get different recones with different drop-in specs from 5 or 6 or 10 companies out there. Whereas if you're looking specifically for your sub, if ABC Audio doesn't have your sub, you can't get it. But 3 or 4 or 5 people might have a recone for it right away. So,
hmm definitely. There's always something out there. That's like
mhm,
Directronics didn't know what recone I needed, so they just asked me to measure. You
yeah,
know, measure it. Let us know. So they had me rip apart a sub while I was on the phone with them just so I could give them measurements.
yep.
They did excellent in finding something.
Kayla
Oh,
and Dan there will do that for you. If you don't know what you're looking for, they'll ask you.
Mhm.
And
I've
if you
had
can
hate over
find,
the subs in the wife's truck because she's got Pierce Audios in it,
mhm,
and I've ran them subs for, I ran them for a year at least in mine, and then now she ran them last year in hers, and they're still going strong. 8K a sub, and they're still going strong.
Okay, I am hearing this right. Your wife competes with you too.
Yes,
She competes with her own vehicle.
yes, she has a Trailblazer. It's got 215s, and it does, depending on the weather and the meter, it can do anywhere from a 53 to a 55.
Excellent.
nice.
I love all these women out here competing.
Yeah, she's actually, her very first show, she did better than I did my very first show with two two more subs and more power. She ended up doing better. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "I'm taking your build back out and putting it back in my vehicle."
Yeah, and Jeffrey just brought up a good point. If you don't have the right enclosure, it don't matter
Mhm,
what brand you run.
true.
Oh,
I
two
have
run.
seen some of the best subs in the wrong box that just wouldn't go,
It's a
just
Mike.
wouldn't do anything.
It's a Mike Sims box built for Pierce Audio 15s.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna run like they're supposed to in it.
Two Pierce
Oh, some
24s. There you
24.
go. Yeah,
Ooh,
and as Shane just said and echoed that, the enclosure does mean a lot, and you can test different enclosures. You could go with pick a 3 cubic foot box just because it's a nice round size. Your box is 3 cubes. That's exactly what the sub calls for, but it's 3 feet long and it's 12 high and it's 12 deep. That does not necessarily mean it is the right 3 cubic foot enclosure. You might need something that's 4.5 feet long, 8 inches deep, and 10 inches high. And I don't know if those measurements add up to 3 cubes, but the shape of that enclosure is going to matter as well. It's not always just the enclosure size, folks. Got to play around with that stuff.
yep. I've done that all last year till I found a $53 slide-in wall.
There you go. Anything that'll
Yeah,
slide into the vehicle, always kind of nice.
that enclosure is what matters.
Yep. And
Yep.
Having a good box builder around means a lot. It could be the difference between, first and fifth.
That's for sure.
yeah, what Shane just echoed there is exactly what I'm talking about. He started out the year at 139 at 37 hertz and finished at a 155. So 16 dB gain by changing around the box. And didn't say if you change the sub, but changing around the box design a little bit, you can find some huge gains. And yeah, the displacement does confuse people. Like I said,
I
it
didn't
might
think it
just
would
need to be
matter that
tuned, but
much and put a taller sub in my enclosure. Man, those coils were heating up before the things would even start playing.
it can happen.
It did.
It can definitely happen. And of all those effects that happen, it might even be better to not necessarily upgrade your sub, but to downgrade.
I did. I had to drop back down to the U's just to get it closer to my box specs. But I believe they're going to do well this season.
I know I can't wait till March when they pick back up around us so I can
Hmm.
see what I can do with mine.
Mr. Jeffrey, have you got any shows coming up, sir?
I hadn't seen Jeffrey's name out there yet on any of them. I did see a bunch that Pop Tart had come up with today. I saw you had a couple that we come up with again here in the last week or so.
Yes, one of mine needs the date changed on it. It's going to be a Saturday show instead of a Sunday show for Mr. Samuel Skinner's.
Right now I see it looks like we got this
Oh,
weekend
this
on
happens a
Saturday. It looks
lot.
like three. No, we got two of them on Saturday and two on Sunday. So we got the eastbound Get Down in Daytona.
That would be
Well,
Mr. Greg Kelly.
I was going to say that one looks like Greg up there. We got the team straight base on the beach in Biloxi this weekend.
That
That
one's
looks like
Saturday.
Jordan. That one looks like Jordan. On Sunday, out in California, we got Team San Diego base heads. And also on Sunday, Melissa, we got your show at Muscle Shoals coming up.
Cartoons of the Shoals.
You got it.
So excited. because we've got so many new builds coming out that it's not even funny at this show. Oh man, I'm not going to know whose vehicle is what. This is going to be a great weekend.
That's always a good thing when you don't know who's actually pulling into the lanes.
Yes, sir. We have a Saturday show at Samuel Skinner's coming up. Let's see. I think it's in March. Yes. Wait a minute. Where did I put it?
I do not see that one listed yet, but if you say it's out there, it's out there.
Oh, it's out there. We got to change the date on it, though.
That might be the one that we did.
It
That might be the one
accidentally
that
got
was.
put as a Sunday show instead of a Saturday
I
show.
was going to say that might have been the one that I saw that was deleted earlier today, and it's been taken off the list because of that. So, but yeah, there's going to be a bunch coming up. I know Jimmy and Sonia are working on a few. I am. Let's see.
Good evening.
I'm
This is
probably working on about
Gail
8 or
Force
10 that
Audio
will
people.
be posted by this weekend. So we're going to have fun.
Good evening,
Well,
Mr. Ray. He works at Jimmy's Car Stereo.
there you go.
We got a lot of installers up in here tonight. A lot of box guys.
Junior, come to Spokane, Washington. I was just out there right before Christmas earlier this year, not for Base Wars, but to see family. And yeah, we need to get someone out in the Pacific Northwest.
Good evening, Miss Felicia. Good to see you, hon. And yeah, Vegas style always killing it. Oh, killing it. They show up deep and ready to play.
Yeah, we got Superfest coming up, as Garrett put that up there a little while ago here. Guy, as far as what city and state, all of these events can be found on the regular Facebook page. It's going to be the normal Facebook page, not the official Facebook page. There's two different Facebook
Red and
pages
black
out there.
logo.
But the red and black logo, or if you can't find it there, just go out to basewars.org and click on the event tab on the top. And that should bring you right to that red and black Base Wars page with all the events on it that I'm reading off.
We need to get another judge in Indy that's down towards Indianapolis area, because it's a 2-hour drive for the Indianapolis guys either way for a show.
There are 2 Base Force judges in Indianapolis now.
We have 2
Or
of them.
Indiana.
Yeah, Brandon, and I don't know the second one.
We'll find out for you. May take us some research because we don't even know all the Base Force judges yet. I would love to meet them all. And just so the Base Force judges know, y'all are welcome in here on any Wednesday night y'all want to discuss the show.
Oh, most definitely. It's Matt Phillips.
Matt Phillips is the other guy?
Yep. He is listed as Indiana right above Pop-Tart's name in the guidebook. That is one of the nice things that I use the guidebook for, is when someone asks me where the judges are located, I immediately go to the guidebook, because on the first page, the last paragraph tells kind of the story of the judges. It was just right before that, it tells about how Jimmy came on in 2019, and I started going to Jimmy's shows, and Jordan came on. Billy started growing a lot more in 2020 and had me come on in late 21 and early 22. So he's got me, he's got Jake, he's got Melissa's name in there, Brad Manning down there in Oklahoma, Greg Kelly, Tennessee, Eric and Melissa in Tennessee, Tony Dulger in Ohio, Richard out in California. And then last year, we added another 7 or 8 or 10 judges, mainly East Coast, almost all East Coast, but got a couple Indiana and Michigan as well in there. So we're we got 20 judges or so. If you can't find someone, find out who's the closest. Grab that guidebook and contact myself or Melissa or Billy, Jordan, Jimmy, any of the judges that are listed on there, and see if they can come out and do a show for you based on your geographic location.
Yeah, Brandon's the one that did the show that my team sponsored in Plainfield, Indiana, and
Sure.
then all his are always up in Marion. That's a long drive. There's a lot of people that don't go because of the drive. That's why I sponsored a show down here in the Indianapolis area over by Plainfield. That way they would go to a show and hopefully follow up to Marion for it.
Right.
All right, they want to know what team you on.
I've got Team Flex on them, and mine that's your local noise complaint. I got met Shannon Boom down at World Finals. That's a great guy.
Okay, so you're my teammate. Yay.
Yeah. Yep.
Our team is kind of large. We can lose people in a heartbeat. I'm just trying to keep up with all my Alabama guys at this point.
Yep, I was running just my own team when I sponsored the show, and then World Finals met Shannon Boom, and actually he gave me some pointers on my box because I just had a regular box in there. Told me I'd get my numbers up. I slid it back a little bit more, and I did, and I sure did. I picked up like a DB and a half listening to that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now all the comments have gone toward Team Flexing on them. Yay.
Yep.
I really do appreciate our team.
I'll still join Eric in the team.
It's really nice to have somebody to call when you need some advice.
Yep, I wrote it a couple times. And then Aaron Bodie's right up north of us in Marion. Not sure if all of them are around here. Brandon is down in Madison. I know them just from the shows.
Woo-hoo.
Look at that. There it is.
All right, Team Roll Balls. Good to see y'all in here too. If you got another team in here, don't be shy. Throw it up. We accept other teammates too. Ain't nothing but respect and love.
Oh, Jeremy Sutton, yep.
That's it. And we got World of Wheels coming up in Birmingham, Alabama. Yep, that's it. That's what's up.
Team-based war judges.
You got to be special to get on that team, and I'm not even going to say what kind of special.
No, we got 20 different judges. We got 40 different kinds of special just in the judges.
Hey, Boom, can you answer this question? Because I'm not even sure how deep my boy's heart at this point. I know there's over 20 of us. I have no idea how many of them I've recruited. They all run lanes with me and they all show up for shows. And that's what I care about. Yeah, in Alabama only. Do we know how deep I am? It's pretty heavy. There we go. Man, that team is so incredible. There is no weak link on their team. And that's what I like seeing. when you can't tell if anybody's awake late because they all get out there and work. Exactly.
Very true, Carl. Very, very true.
That's exactly how it should be.
We may be adding some more this weekend. Yeah, we love Shane. Whenever you want, whenever you want. We got any questions up in here tonight? Good evening, Mr. Super Dave. Saw he had another show planned up.
Yep,
And
Superfest
man,
coming up.
that flyer on that show is deep. He even put Mr. Billy Temple up on there.
That show is coming up the weekend right before my birthday. I might actually try and make that show, Super.
I already had Laying in the Shade booked for that weekend.
I'm gonna have to get out and travel a little bit this year. Get down south, get down there by you guys, or down there by you, Melissa, so I can run some shows. Got to go up north to run some shows. I'm gonna have to try to get out because I'm gonna be running behind to make it to World with my when I go in for my back surgery.
Absolutely, sir. I will get you and your team set up. We need to get y'all set up with a team or with a show for your team.
I will be trying to get there, Super. It's the possibility of one other show that I might be having that particular weekend as well up here, but the guy hasn't gotten back to me in about 2 months, so I'm not sure yet.
Oh, the cat had to come say hi.
Oh, yes.
Every once in a while, that cat makes an appearance on the show. It's a special guest kind of thing.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. I got this
That
cat from one of the loudest people I know. And I swear he is the perfect cat for me. I love that cat.
bad part is you can see who the boss is. It's the cat. It's like our animals in the house. They're the boss of the house.
All right, let's put you down. That's going to last a whole 2 seconds. Yeah, I can't wait to see y'all come down to one of my shows. And if y'all will come to one that we have up around Muscle Shoals, it shouldn't be that far of a drive. Either there or Hazel Green, either one.
Well, I've been down to Florida a lot, so that drives are easy to make.
Yep, got to handle business
I would have to
as
drive
always.
through a
But
storm to get there
I'm
this
coming up
weekend.
to see y'all soon. I'm actually going to come up north.
Ooh, that'd be
And
great.
by that, I mean after the snow goes away.
What?
It was around mid-July.
Yeah, July's
Yeah.
good.
When it's 90 degrees at night.
When it's
Yes,
95 degrees at night and we don't have anything else happening.
I would appreciate all that. Would love that.
All right, let me take a look here. I'm really curious. I don't know how far away this show is for you here this weekend, Melissa. I'd have to drive through like 3 different snowstorms to get there.
Oh, we got a snowstorm coming up. It
I can
may be
drive through
one
your kind of snow though.
snowflake, but I can tell you this, the whole state's going to shut down for that one snowflake, okay? We're going to do that this weekend.
Just can't
Man.
handle it.
Oh,
Oh, good God.
that ain't never a good time.
Yeah, don't nobody want no 14 inches of nothing.
Ooh, that'd be a lot of fun to go out in.
Mm-mm.
15 hours, 980 miles for me to get to Muscle Shoals.
Ooh.
You come anytime.
If I left right now, 8 o'clock, get down to my shed, park the truck, pull out the Smurf car. I'd have to go to the shop and put an amp in it. That'll take
Bring
me
it
out.
out with you. We'll hook it up for you.
I ain't letting you touch nothing. No, not happening. If you can't do your own sub,
All right. It's Cartoons of the Shoals, and it's Saturday. No, it's Sunday. Sorry, Sunday show.
this Sunday, the 14th.
Where's that one located?
Muscle Shoals, Alabama,
Oh, okay.
at one of the best shops in this state.
And that's
Excellent shop.
Yeah, and it's
that's
not
the
so much
one
that
when
you
it's gonna
can
smell.
legally drift in the snow, it's that you have to drift in the snow.
Right.
I mean, even in four-wheel drive, my truck yesterday when I went out and grabbed a couple things, uh, it's the first time and only time I've ever put my truck in four-wheel drive low in the road. And I sat there at a stoplight and spun for about 8 or 10 seconds because my trunk had sunk down in the snow. It was that crappy here in Sioux Falls. And we didn't really have a lot of snow yet.
No, you're welcome to make an 8-hour drive for a show if you would like, sir.
I've done it.
I do it every other weekend.
So
Yep.
take 2 hours off that for me.
Good night, sir.
Then I got 3Ks, David, but a 4K wouldn't move me into a different class, so I wouldn't worry about it. 28 hours to Vegas for the showdown.
I did the showdown last year or year before. I think it was last year I went to Vegas. That is a really, really good show. Richard's going to have a blast.
I would love to do that show. I'd love to do Slamology this year, but unfortunately, Slam picked the same weekend as my big show. That's a 4-day show up here. So I don't have the electrical to do an 8K yet, David. I could probably
That
burp
is.
with it, but that's about it. But my stuff gets that much anyway, so.
Oh, we'll be having shows all year long.
Nice.
Just let me know when you want to come to one. Definitely need to get up with him and do some shows.
Well, this
We'll
is the
find
time you
somewhere
need
to.
to get the stuff done, too, folks. Remember.
If
Especially if
somebody
you're down
can
south.
help us near Tuscaloosa, Alabama, that can help find a location for a Toys for Tots show for next year for the base heads, please help. I need farmland, country land. Keep me out of the city. Keep me away from the police. They don't like us here. but we need to help out Toys for Tots this year.
Oh, Alabama strict on the audio thing.
Um, no, my town's just a dick about it, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is fine, they're cool until you get down near Florida.
Mhm.
Florida's really strict, but my town is a college town and it's an $800 fine the first time they hear you.
Ooh.
And all they have to do is say they heard you.
Yep.
Like they will, just grab whoever has the audio stickers. It don't matter if you're the one playing.
Oh God. I'll make sure to put tape over my back windows if I ever drive down there.
It's just my town. They don't like us. Everywhere else loves it. Oh, good Lord. They must have got you airing out in public. We were driving down through the strip, and this cute little blonde was, oh, well, no, she was a redhead. Had a mini skirt over and bent over, and he like to rear ended somebody. So I can see how that would happen. We in a lot of trouble.
Nothing wrong with getting in trouble doing it. It's a problem paying the fine that gets us in trouble.
Man, that must be bad down there because the biggest I got was $168 up here.
Yeah, I've got audio stickers all over my vehicle. They don't mess with me unless I'm doing something. Yeah, just know if you're in traffic, you can't be doing that. You gotta act like a grown up. Do that at shows. That's
Oh,
why
hell
we
no.
have shows.
Nope. Young at heart.
Good evening, Mr. Shane. We've already told you happy birthday earlier.
Yeah, you
You
missed
and
it. We
Mr.
sang and
Carlos
everything out of
both.
tune, and
Uh-oh. Is this Mr. Chris
Oh,
Gordon
it's
picking
just,
on you because you
oh,
finally getting loud?
oh, he's the one that hooked me up with my flat.
there you go.
Chris is such a great teammate. He helps us with all these amps.
I know he's got one of my 8Ks because I melded my speaker wires together and exploded one of my Crossfire 8Ks.
Oof, that sounds
Yeah,
expensive, man.
it's gonna be really expensive, but not as much as replacing it.
Oh well, as long as it's going to Chris, you'll be fine.
Oh, he already had it like 2 days after it happened. I drove it up to him. He's the only one I'd trust with my equipment around here.
Nice one, guy.
Well, that's something serious. Trusting an amp guy, man, that's
Everyone
a
I've
big deal nowadays.
everything I've ever got back from that man has worked flawlessly and worked better than when it was manufactured.
I have yet to hear any complaints.
I'm gonna stand by and say I swear he's the best in Indy.
We have a cat issue over here, y'all.
Ooh, those are ready to go on sale. Make sure those go out on the base for his buy sell page.
Definitely. We we do have a sales page for y'all. And I know this time of year, all of us have more equipment than we need. Put it on there and
Definitely.
let somebody, go and enjoy that.
Yeah,
Better
I
than
think
collecting dust.
I think I'm gonna have an 18 going up for sale soon. Have to post it on there.
All right. List your stuff up. I'm scared to know what all you're listing. Man, that list's gonna be long.
Hmm.
Billy Armstrong. Now that's an amp repairman I've never met before.
I have
Would love
heard
to
the
meet him
name,
though.
but
Would love to meet him.
I ain't met that
Right.
guy.
And just so y'all know, this comment section's got a whole lot of cheap amps in it. Or shall I say inexpensive amps.
inexpensive.
Inexpensive. Some really good brands too. Ah, okay. Billy's the one who taught him.
Well, that's why that must be why they're saying that, and that's why Chris is so good then.
Excellent. Y'all keep an eye on the comment section. Everybody's selling equipment. Everybody's feeling froggy. This cold weather got us not wanting to install nothing.
Hey, I was out here today. I wood roofed my Cadillac. I did the bottom part of the wall to seal it off. All I got left is the sides tomorrow, and it'll be a whopping 33 degrees for the high tomorrow.
But when you get a box like that cheap, you know, even if you got to install it in freezing weather, it's kind of worth it. Ooh,
Yeah,
you made out like a bandit on that.
I
Eric,
did.
that.
Good evening, sweetheart. Good to see you. Somebody will say 5Ks when you get 160, sir. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna
My
stick to my
retail deal 5K.
I'm gonna stick to my bet with Mr. Matthew McCrae. He has a, a deal with me that if he breaks a 60 and can back it up this year, I have to run Orion amps. And they finally got some I don't mind running. I'm ready. So I'm gonna stick to my bet. Good evening, sir.
There's John Ray.
We were talking about that beautiful box you were building earlier. He's had a couple pretty boxes go out this week.
Nice, Tim. Moving to warmer weather, and he's going to be down at the, what was it, the breakdown in Daytona?
What if you break a 160? Boy, I'm worried you're going to break a 180 this year.
Hell, I broke a 160 on a Rockville. Said it doesn't matter what you run as long as you got the numbers and you can back it up, which I've done.
Hmm.
Killer console and a blow through.
I love a good blow through. Oh man, there's something different about it. Ah, good job, sir. We
Yeah, but
still need a
he sounds
Florida
like
judge. So if anybody's in Florida, y'all contact Billy if you want to be a judge.
I would be in the winter, but you'd have to come down to Key Largo when I'm scuba diving.
I don't mind the top part of Florida, that lower Alabama part of it, but that dropping down into Florida, man, that takes so long for me.
Worst part of my drive ever going to Florida from here was getting through Alabama. I gotta go right through Atlanta.
I do some
Right.
shows over in Atlanta, and I don't mind it a bit. I I cuss every time at the traffic, but I think everybody's cussing.
Oh, at the traffic.
Honestly, I think
That's
that's what the problem is.
Have a good
that's
night at
the
work,
worst
there, Joe.
part of Atlanta.
Traffic in Atlanta is some of the worst. I've driven through it a couple of times. I mentally start preparing for it about 45 miles northwest of there, right around Kennesaw. And when I come through, it's white knuckle like you're driving a NASCAR. And I'm getting past to an 85/90.
Good
Yep.
evening. Good to see you in here. Yep, that's what keeps this one employed. He is a record driver.
Oh,
Oh,
Atlanta's probably the place to be employed for a record
oh my
driver.
God.
It would be fantastic.
We went to a show and he was pulling an extreme van behind us going through Atlanta traffic. And I am over there screaming, about to lose my mind. And he's like, "You got to drive like this."
Yeah.
No, it was terrifying. But man, he skated right on through there and he was like, "That's how you drive in Atlanta."
I've watched them when I've traveled through there go from the furthest left lane and shoot clean across to get off an exit right in front of all the cars and all, like a NASCAR leaving the racetrack.
Yep.
No, Atlanta to me is terrifying. It really is. But I drive way too fast anyway. Not the best driver. I probably should put my glasses on to do that shit. Man, you ain't kidding. Chicago's bad.
Oh
Chicago's
yeah,
not as bad as Atlanta.
yep.
I've been to a bunch of really rough places, as far as driving. I think Dallas is the one that really got me, though. Atlanta, okay, they're moving really fast. They're getting somewhere. Dallas, they just weren't moving. Not at all.
Mm.
I don't know about, sitting in traffic. I don't like that. I'd rather have an anxiety attack and get on through it.
Yeah, I don't want to be sitting there and have somebody come flying through and decide to smash me between other cars. I'd rather them be playing NASCAR out there.
I would rather them be playing NASCAR because at least I can drive. Yeah, okay, we'll skate right on through here with them.
Natasha's got a point. Denver is bad too.
Denver, oh, I went through there when I was a kid. My uncle in a semi. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about over there. I ain't never seen my uncle cuss like that driving down the road. 30 years on the road driving a semi, you'd think nothing would bother you. He get into Denver, and that's all you hear is cuss words nonstop.
Seattle, like Eric just said, I was just there about a month ago. It is no in between. You're either flying or you are at a dead stop, and it does that within a 3-block circumference of wherever you're at.
Mm.
Or a 3-block radius, rather. All right. Anyway,
Okay. I just got some photos of a secret build about to come out. Oh, man. That's it. I absolutely love it, sir.
What?
We got
Uh,
all kinds of secret photos coming out.
uh-oh.
I mean, they do this to me all the time. What do you think of this? And then they show me something amazing that I can't show anybody else. And I'm like, oh, how am I going to keep that secret for a month? Matt, I absolutely love it. That is going to be awesome.
I was trying to rebuild the wife, and she won't let me wall it. She said she wants to keep her back seat. I wanted to wall hers with 615s in it.
That is so true.
I was going to say, how do we torture Melissa? Well, we send her pictures of a build, or you send her pictures of the box that something came in, and then you show her a picture of the car in the background, but you show this huge pile of equipment right in front of you. That's how you torture Melissa.
It could be something like Dread and Cones. Yes,
Oh,
it could be something special. And if I know that's going in your build, like for a month, I'm all excited for you.
Well, I seen when Michael posted about the box when he went and picked it up. How many people were commenting on that? People were trying to buy it and everything. He he's the one. Him, William Barnhart, and Ryan's the one that went and picked up mine out of pick apart.
Baby girl, we got to build you a new box. You just tell me what you want. We'll get it done. All right. Anybody got any questions in here for tonight? Okay, hon. You just let me know what you want and what equipment we're going to be running. We'll get it done. Let me know how wild you want these colors. Ooh. Oh, look, she don't want nothing simple. Just need to bust a 50 behind the third row.
What vehicle?
Uh, she's got Tahoe with the
I
third
got
row.
a.
It's about that much space back there. She had just
Oh,
enough.
so it's the small body.
She had just enough for 212s back there with the port going up.
Crap, I was gonna say if it's like the big body third row, I got a perfect box for 315 sitting out here.
Girl, we'll get you straight no matter what. That's my sweetheart. I absolutely love seeing her come up to shows.
I got enough speaker boxes in the garage. I start
She
cutting them
will
up.
not be laid down. She brings grandbabies to the shows.
Mm.
We'll make it happen. We got this. I saw what design they put in there last time. Not too bad. Her husband can build too. She had a really, really pretty pink and blue unicorn box. I loved it. I mean,
Unicorn.
I don't even have a second row in anything I own anymore. It started with just the third rows, and then it was the second rows, and now I'm shocked I got seats up front.
I'm right there. I swear to God, I'd never wall my Cadillac, and if I did, it'd never be more than a C pillar. I have nothing in the back. There's no room. The seats are barely far enough for me to get in there and drive. I'm like, boy, I went way off the rails there.
Man, it happens. It happens quick too.
But that's what we do in car audio. We always have to go off the rails a little bit.
Good evening, sir. Man, have y'all been watching the stuff that he's putting out, Mr. Brandon?
Mm-mm.
He is painting some of these subs, and they are turning out amazing. He's got all kinds of great work out on the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check that out.
Y'all go check him out. He's worth looking at. He's got some really cool stuff. Have they? No, they have not gave out the finals trophies yet. Billy is still having trouble getting the materials for it. They will be coming to y'all as soon as possible. Oh, these torture photos are getting even worse. Matt, you ain't even fair, man. I'm over here like drooling on myself in public. This ain't fair.
Well,
And
ain't never.
a lot of y'all do that to me. Send me really cool stuff in the middle of the show, and I'm looking at it going, oh man, don't do that. All right, can somebody explain how the finals works? Yes, sir. That's quite easy. We
Mm-hmm.
usually have between 7 and 10 satellite locations. There'll usually be whoever your judge is will hold finals. We simulcast it across the United States. Billy puts all of the scores into the term lab, and we all run from our original locations. That way, we're not having to meet in one part of the country, spend thousands of dollars on it. Everybody has the opportunity to go to finals. Now, as far as how you get to finals, 5 shows in the same class.
Mm-hmm.
You may do more than one class. You can do as many classes as you want, but you need 5 in each one you want to compete in at finals. Okay, any other questions?
Get your
Mr.
base wars
Brandon, get on
ID.
that, my man.
Yep, so am I.
Get your base wars membership as well for finals. Because if you don't have that,
Yes.
you can compete in 35 shows this year. Doesn't matter to me. You can't compete at finals if you don't have your base wars number.
Matt, the closest show to you will be wherever I'm at. I don't really do enough shows in Georgia to hold finals there, but I'm sure if I had more people, I could get close to that state line.
Yep. And speaking of finals, it will be and is already set and has been set for probably 3.5, 4 months. It is going to be the first Saturday of October, which is October 5th. So if you know that you've got to put in 3 months or 6 months notice with your boss or your family to get to finals, that's when it is. It's up on the calendar.
Yep, we already have it, and a few of the judges already know where their finals locations will be.
Yep.
And yes, you can sign up for the Base Force membership on the website. That is our preferred way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Basewars.org. Go to the store link that is on the top, and there is a link right there. It should be the first link. I'm actually going to go to it right now just to make sure that it is at the same time here. But
Mr.
it should
Clark,
be the
we
first link up there.
appreciate you asking these questions.
On
Everybody
store.
needs these
Oh,
answers.
it is the second link. I'm sorry. DJ Dirty Bass has his USB drive up there first, but then it is the 2024 Base Wars membership. So get that membership, download, or at least take a look through
All
the
right.
guide.
Another thing we need y'all to do when you're doing your Base Force memberships, if you have a team that is competing, find out what your code is for your team before you turn your paperwork in, because those team points are important.
Mm-hmm.
Not just to my team, but to your team too. And if y'all are not signed up, there are 2 levels of membership currently. There is a local that is $50 and a national that is $250.
I believe it's 200 or 250. Yeah.
I think it's $250 is what we paid.
I know Billy was talking about it last week with you and Jimmy, and I was kind of spacing out doing a couple other things in the background while I was listening to it at the shop. So I know it was on there, but I don't remember what he said, to be honest.
If
And
you
don't worry
don't
if you
have
don't have
a
a team.
team, no problem, sir. Don't worry about it. When you get a team that you like and you want to compete with them, just send us a message saying, hey, add me too.
Local Nat, as far as
Local,
local is local. If it's within, say, 50 miles or your state chapter of Team XYZ, that's your local team. If it's a national team of, again, national team XYZ, that's the national one. And if you're part of multiple teams,
give your
throw
points
penny
to
up in
your
the air and
national
call it.
team
Pick one.
because they have paid more to be a part of the Base Force Championship than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's another great team that's up in this chat.
Eric, I
We
would love
really
to
do
that.
have some great teams out there.
I would love to do that, Eric, somehow.
I would love to know who competes the most. But it was cool listening to Billy the other night break down who's our number one equipment. That was really interesting. I was so far off on our alternator brands, it wasn't even funny.
Let's see who competes the most. I actually might have some of. Well, let me look here for a second, Melissa. I can tell you who competes the most as far as the number of classes they've competed in, but that's about it because Billy keeps all that stuff pretty close. I don't think he shares that at all with any of us, unfortunately. Although I know that he has shared some of it in the past.
So you're looking for the team that competes the most?
Yes. If your team, as in the local or the national, we
Mm-hmm.
keep up with how many points each person gets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my actual team, your local noise complaint, is just local here.
Then enter for the local. Good night, Sam. Thank you for joining us tonight. Get with me, and if we can come up with some place to go from Tuscaloosa, we'll get it done.
Oh yeah, I've already got the local membership for the team. I did that when we started it. Uh-oh. Must be getting more teasing photos.
Man, they're on top of it.
They just messing with you now. They're like, oh yeah, we got her now.
Man, everybody knows how much I appreciate good builds.
Mhm.
So when they do something that they're proud of, they're going to send that to me. And I am quite proud of two that are coming out this weekend.
Why are you doing this to me, Billy?
Go
Why are you calling me?
It's all right. I'll send you a
answer that, sir.
I'll send you a picture later of what I had to do to mine. I shattered the sunroof out of my Cadillac.
You've got a shattered sunroof now?
Yeah, I shattered it a few days ago.
It's
I don't
time
know
to
how
go
to
to a
do it.
body shop and have that removed.
I already did it. I got up there, metal plated the roof, sealed it all off, wood plated the
Excellent.
inside.
We've done in about 10 or 15 minutes.
I about wanted to try.
All right, man. I will do so.
Put it on speaker.
All right. No, I'm not putting Billy on speaker. Not for
Everybody, every judge knows never put Billy on speaker.
no. He's like me. I generally at a show I have very limited filters unless there are kids present, at which point, well, they're gonna learn it some way. And they're gonna learn it properly. They'll learn it from me. So otherwise, no, I don't put Billy on speaker. That does not happen.
Oh, my earbuds are about to die.
Oh, good Lord. I was wondering how long your sunroof was going to handle it.
Yeah,
His
it didn't
poor
make
windshield busted in a million spots. It looks like he's evil in the lanes.
mm.
All right, well, I guess we're going to have kind of a short show tonight. We're at an hour and a half. And we'll let everybody go get some dinner. All right.
Dinner is good. It'll take me half an hour to get to McDonald's and then rail about their crappy ass service.
Can you go through one more time for the shows this weekend?
Of
Because
course.
we have Biloxi.
Yep. We have this weekend coming up. We got 4 shows coming up, 2 Saturday and 2 Sunday. So we have the Eastbound Get Down in Daytona. We've got the Straight Bass on the Beach in Biloxi. We've got one that Richard is doing way out in California in San Diego. And then we've got the cartoons of Muscle Shoals coming up this weekend with your hostess, with the mostest, Melissa, right there in
So
front of
we've
you
got
guys.
a bunch of great shows. They're
They
all
all
probably going to be cold. So bundle up.
all
Get
look good. From location wise to ease of access for everything, especially Daytona, for how far away from everything that show actually is. It looks like it's in a really good location, actually. And I know that yours is, Melissa, because I checked that one out, and I know Richard's is that a good one as well. And Biloxi, I've looked at that show 7 or 8 times over the last year, and that the Biloxi shows always look good.
I'm not going to lie. If I didn't have a show Sunday, I would be headed to Biloxi. That's one of my favorite shows. Absolutely one of my favorite shows. All right. Well, now that we've gone through the shows, why don't we go ahead and say goodnight to these good folks? And we will leave them with How about a Slamology video to say
Sounds
goodnight?
good.
Good one. Well,
Excuse
good
me.
night. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and
Thank
I
you very
wish
much,
you
Beth.
nothing but the best for you and your wife. We hope to see y'all on that top 10 list this year.
Going
Enjoy
for
it,
it.
folks. See ya.
Get ready for it. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good
You've
night.
heard of the Base Wars organization. You've probably considered competing in the Base Wars organization. Friends, it's time to pull the trigger.
This is just the beginning.
Base Wars will be attending Slamology, the world's largest automotive and music festival. Yes, friends, you heard that correct. For the first time, Base Wars will be attending Slamology. This is very exciting news, so don't miss your chance to compete with us. You'll enjoy our atmosphere and our laid-back style of competing. Those of us from Slamology, Base Wars, Kicker, and Sky High look forward to seeing you at the world's largest automotive show and music festival, June 10th through the 12th at Indianapolis, Indiana.